So today we have the Phanteks Enthoo Evolv Micro ATX or Mini ATX. A Micro ATX, yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, this is my Phanteks. So Case King sent this over, and we're gonna have a little look. Let's unbox it together real quick. Use my left hand now. My shelling technique. So that's what it looks like quickly. There we go. Oh, you little son of a gun. Okay. Oh, you little beauty. Evolv. It looks like Matrix, but without the eye. So this looks really nice. Okay. So this is MSI Mystic Sync. So you've got the RGB with a 4. Is it 4? Yeah, 4 prongs that stick out, and that means that you can stick it in and it'll be RGB. Was it 3? Can't really remember. Maybe I'll come back later. Anyway, so we've got Aurora Sync by Asus and MSI Sync, and that basically syncs up the RGBs with this case and your motherboard. But today I could not find a motherboard with an RGB sync in it. And I thought I'd go back to Intel just for this video so you can have a look. And it's the only motherboard I had, which was the smaller motherboard, the Micro ATX. So let's have a look anyway. So we're gonna slice it open. We're gonna slice that open. Then we're gonna open the top bit here. All right, excellent. Oh my God, not another one. Right, then we're gonna drop it on the table. Actually, Phanteks, you've done a great job with the old pictures on there. It looks pretty good. I looked outside the box and I was like, well, that looks a bit plain. Right, let's put that there. Oh, electrocuted me. Very, very sexy case indeed. So a lot of people on my channel are always talking about do a mini ITX case or micro ATX. Well, I'm gonna do one for you today, ain't I? Don't want to get electrocuted. Right, this looks really stylish. Right, I guess you want to see me pull off the plastic. So we're going to position the camera and make it look very sexy. So that's what's going to happen. So what is going into the Phanteks case? Well, the Phanteks case is going to have a Gigabyte G1 motherboard. It's going to have a 6700K processor in there. And it's going to have a BeQuiet 280mm water cooling AIO, because it says it can put 280 in that case, which is a micro ATX case, which is quite small. So that's pretty cool, and well, hopefully if it goes in there. And we're going to also be using a Sapphire RX 580 graphics card, obviously by Sapphire. And it's the 8GB model, and it's the Pulse version, and all of that. I'm going to be using an SD, no, not SD. I'm going to use an SSD, but I don't know what kind of size it is. It's got like, I designed one ages ago, and I can't remember what size it is. It could be 500 gig or it could be a terabyte. And then also I'm going to put in some Corsair Vengence LPX, and that's going to be running at, I think it's going to be clocked at 266 MHz. I'm not even too sure, it might be even faster than that. Can't really see on the back there, but 16 gigabytes. Yeah, 2667 MHz. Right, anyway, 2667? 266? Could be, yeah, it could be 2667 or 266. I'm not too sure. But anyway, and then we're also using a Cryorig as well. So this one is basically, what I want to do is in the videos I never actually show you what I can do with well, you can't see when you go to buy a case. It's always like, should I go with AIO or should I go with CPU Air Cooling? Well, in this case and scenario, we're going to be using AIO to go into the case, and it's going to be how can we fit it in so many times in this case. So I'll show you that orientation. Then I'm going to be using Cryorig's M9i, and I'm going to be putting that in as a CPU Air Cooler to see how much room you really got in there. And then the last build is going to be, I'll come back to it, change the motherboard up and probably change the CPU around. I don't know what I'm going to change around, but change something around in that case. And then I'm going to be doing some custom water cooling, so it's going to have hard tubing, and I'm going to water cool the CPU and graphics card. Then we're going to play it at stock levels and overclocked. But on this, you're not going to be doing any overclocking or anything like that. It's just going to be showing the build, what you can get in the Phanteks case. Alright? Also, the main thing about this video is telling you how this case actually how it dissipates heat and keeps your components cool. So we probably will have to put it on and like use some software and find out how well the temperature's done, which I will add either in this video or my part 2. But the whole point about it is aesthetically pleasing, it is really beautiful, and is it easy to build in, how quick you can build into it, is it going to keep your components cool. That's the whole point about this case. So it's a 2017 case by Phanteks. It's got bloody tempered glass on the side, which just shows your SSDs, and it's got RGBs all day long, if you're into RGBs that is, and then it's got tempered glass on the other side as well to show off your cool build inside. So first off, what we're going to start off with is the AIO and then the CPU air cooling. So let's get on with the build.
Are you holding on to my love when push comes to shove? If you leave, I'll fall. Are you holding on to my love? Are you holding on to my love when push comes to shove? If you leave, I'll fall.
Buy the case, subscribe, see you soon. That's all I should say. This case is the best case and 100% recommend it. 10 out of 10. From MXDOUT, you heard it here first. The case is sick. If you think about it, this is a micro ATX case, and I had one laying around, and basically I just didn't even look for a power supply that fits in there or anything like that. I put a BeQuiet one in there, 500 watt power supply. I didn't mention that at the start of the video, but there's a BeQuiet one in there, and I've got other BeQuiet ones where it's got the nice sort of badges on there saying BeQuiet, where it's cut out on the side of the shroud, which look quite nice. So at the moment, because it's the cheaper brand, you don't get thumb like screws with it. You only get Phillips screws that go in the back there, so everything's all manual labour in that one, or in that department. But other than that, it is got that in there. It's got the Skylake 6700K processor. It's got a Gigabyte G1 gaming motherboard, which is red and black. Goes with a theme with a Sapphire graphics card. Didn't even know I could get something to go with the graphics card. Theme goes really well. It's got well, actually, it's changed now because I had the BeQuiet 280, and the 280 fits really nice at the front there. You can put a 360 on the front there, or a 240, a 120 at the top, or a 240 at the top, a 120 at the back, and a 140 on the back. So you could have that with loads of options for water cooling. So that's really quite cool. I love it. So AIO water cooling, thumbs up. CPU air cooling, thumbs up. Custom water cooling coming soon. But other than that, I was playing around with the case and everything like that. The instructions are lovely. I can't even ask for more from this company. The instructions are like, oh, I don't even know where they are now. So the instructions are really like, look at that, photography printed, lovely like quality, and the instruction manual is easy as anything to. It's the user guide. It's the user pleasure of it. I recommend that 100%. If you're into like building computers and just started out, or if you're very extreme at building computers, go with this case. The case looks not too aggressive for gaming, not too reserved, it's just right. It's got a tempered glass on the left hand side, tempered glass on the right hand side, and a tempered glass on the side panel on the back. It shows you got your SSDs, and you basically could just see SSDs, you can't see the cable management. But cable management is another thing. Cable management is awesome in this case. This is a mini micro ATX case, and the cable management is awesome in there. I could get my hands in the front, in the side, and towards the back. It really is out of this world, this case. It's got breathable holes to dissipate heat on the top of the chamber. It slides off, it's solid, it's aluminium. It's got plastic as well, but it's all aluminium. It's solid, and glass as well. It took me a while to figure out how I got these glass panels off, and you just swing them around, lift up the hinge and take it off, and you can build straight into it. Awesome. Screw for the top, like a thumb screw, pull it off, slides up the top, and then it's released, and you can got a big opened out for, you can put in like just fans to have it blowing on the VRMs and the chokes, or you can have it so it's dissipating heat from the top. So you can put two 140 at the top or two 120s. It's got room, it moves around, as you saw I built into it. The front's really easy, you know, like when you got the other cases and you're pulling off the plastic and it's like, and you feel like you're going to break your nails. Well, this feels really solid, but when it pops off with proper build. It's a proper build of a case. It's solid and it's robust. When you're pulling it off, you feel like, okay, this case is worth the money. And at 120 something pound, but don't quote me on that, I'll leave the links in the description, and you can obviously go and buy this at Case King or Overclockers, but I think I'll leave the link in the Case King, as Case King did send it to me, and Overclockers is the baby or sister, the smaller version of Case King anyway. But other than that, what else was I going to say? Yeah, there's other things where I was playing around with the buttons on the top as well, well, one button. No, actually I was playing with both buttons. I was playing with this one, power button, turn it on and off. Lovely. Also, the fans in there, you get two 140mm fans, plus I added the BeQuiet 140mm fans on top, and then I routed it through onto the motherboard. It was super quiet, like it was water cooled and you spent like a couple of £1,000 on it. It was that quiet, straight out the box, straight out for building. It was the easiest case to build in as well. I didn't have not even one problem. Not one problem did I have in this case. Every case I've built in, I always have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 problems. Not one problem. And I built a CPU Air Cooled it, and an AIO Watercooled it. Now it's going to be custom building, but custom building is a different story. But I'm telling you, like, this is a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer as well. The Stroud is really good. I like the way it's cut out and stuff, and you can see the little badge and everything like that. And I like where the fan is. It breathes over the graphics card and obviously the chipset. And then you got, I don't know, it's just a crazy case. I can't believe how crazy it is. Cable management is really good. You got, let's go back to cable management again. You got like Velcro straps on the back and you can tie them up. They're really nice and they look really nice with the Phanteks logo and everything on there. Awesome. RGBs. I was wondering if this had RGBs on it. And yes, it does have RGBs. It's not just a static light where you keep pressing the buttons, because this is what we were doing earlier. It's got like, the colours are so sharp. But I'm going to turn it on quickly. I forgot to switch it on the mains. Right, so let's switch it on. Now, I've got it rotating on a cycle. Now, I was like, where is the damn button to have this colour, like, cycling or doing anything RGB in? So, at the front here, you have a little button. I thought it was reset button, then I realised I didn't connect a reset lead in there, because it's not reset lead. Anyway, so hold down the button, and what happens is, if you're not an RGB person, what will happen is it will turn off completely. You don't have to worry about RGBs. Get rid of the RGBs. But if you hold it down for 1 second, it comes back on. Hold it down for 2 seconds. Now I'm on static colours. So I've got purple or pink. Nice pink. Red. What's that? Orange. Yellow. Green. Turquoise. Blue. White, dark blue, pink. But then you're like, oh, do you know what? I don't want to keep changing the colours. But if you want to have static colours, you can to go with your build. Just like the SwiftTech water block, where you've got little colours, but you can't exactly hold the button down or anything like that. This is all in Phanteks. But anyway, I'm going to hold the button down for a long press. Right, now it's on cycling mode. So when it flashes like that, it means it's going to cycle through the colours. No, actually, that's breathing. Sorry, I forgot. Well, give me a. I'm here. I've been here since this morning, and it's like night time because I've done 2 builds for you. So just give me a break. But anyway, I'm gonna hold this down for a long press. Right, there we go. Cycling. That is awesome. And I've got one more thing to show you. The people that are like interested in AIO Cool or obviously Phanteks, they've got the same connector that you can buy, which is the RGB strip. And I'm going to show you how to connect it up, because everyone's been asking me, like a whole load of comments asking me, how do you connect it up together? What about BeQuiet and Linus Tech Tips and Jay's 2 Cents and Gamers Nexus and who else is there? Paul's Hardware, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Why has no one actually covered this? Why are you all coming at me about all of this sort of stuff? Anyway, let me show you, and then I'll give you my final thoughts, and then I'll end the video because I'm so tired. But this case is keeping me happy, and like, yeah, I'm bubbly. Right, so when you want to connect up that magnetic strip that looks see-through and clear and that, on the actual header, on the header of this, the front panel I should say, of the AIO, right, you'll have a cable like this, and there's 2 of them here, so you can connect additional strips up. So instead of having the normal 4-pin what you normally have with Asus and MSI, because obviously Gigabyte's different, it's got an extra prawn on the actual end. This is a slightly different one, so this is to do with the case. And all you have to do, this is what's connected to the strip, this is what's hanging off the strip, and it's hidden round to the power supply, Stroud, and this is what is connected to the front of the case. This is when you buy the case, this is how it comes. All you have to do is just connect it like this. It only goes in one way, and that is it. And then you've got your RGB strip for your power supply shroud. Can't even speak properly there. So on the back, I didn't really talk much about the back, but yeah, it's got lovely cable management. As you can see, my cable management is a mess at the moment, but you could do so much with this. Look how much room you've got in there. All of this as well. There's about 5 centimeters width of cable management area. You could put much bigger power supplies in there. you can put definitely 2 trays there and have 2 mechanical hard drives, 2.5 inch ones, or you can have 3.5 or 5.25 inch ones. But anyway, you can put SSDs or 2.5 mechanical inch hard drives there. It's also got rubber as well, which will stop the vibrations if you're going to use that. You got a big cutout for the rotation bracket there, grommet holes, and then you got loads of cable ties here. It's so awesome. I absolutely adore it. And you got, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just one of the most awesomest cases ever. I like how they've blacked all that off and just show off the SSDs. More cases should do this. My only gripe is though, one little gripe is if your cable management's not very good, you're gonna be your glass will stand up like that. But because mine's okay, it's like this. So it's not too bad. And it's a bit weird how like you've got everything connected and you've got a screw like to get your SSD in. I guess you take that one out, screw one in, screw the bottom in, and it's kind of in. Because if you go to screw the actual SSD in before that, then how are you going to get it screwed this back on the bracket back onto the back? Well, I don't know. Haven't worked that one out yet, but anyway, that's the side there. I like the front as well. The front's awesome because where you got RGBs and everything you're doing at the top with the power button, down here you have got the RGBs going on in in a little line on the front of the case, which is quite cool. And you can see like a bit of lightage, a little bit of leak of light at the bottom there, which is quite cool. And on the front of the case, you've got 2 USB 3s, your microphone jack, headphone jack, and then obviously the cycle of RGB. This is your RGB modular button, and you just keep pressing that. And as I said, modular, this case is quite modular itself. It's awesome. This is aluminium on the front here, aluminium there, as you heard it. It sounds really solid and robust. Love it. And then it has a dust filter at the bottom of the case. And that's really quite cool. A big dust filter on the front there, as I said from earlier, which I just love it. Okay. So we got a filter here, and you just pop it off like that, and then it reveals the filter. So you can put 3 60 fans there, or 2 80 at the front there, which I did earlier, and then you just pop this back on. This back on. If I can see what I'm doing. And it just pops on. It's so solid. Love the glass bit. And then you got this bit here. You just take the thumb screw and you slide it, and it's so solid and it just works. It's really quite cool. And it just shows you all the connectors there if you want to do some real sleeving cable management. But at the top here, it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 bays, and it shows you where you can put your 120s and your 140 when you can move the fans over a little bit. So that's pretty cool. And you just pop it back on, and it just slides on into place. And everything is just perfectly ironed out. It's like everything's precise where it's meant to go, and it's machined very well. So I'm just going to pull this off. Alright, there we go. Now it looks good. So this is the RGB strip that I was talking about, that I've had it fed through and everything like that. And basically, this is where the connector is from the side there, and that's how you do it. And I've left it there, so I've got RGBs just at the top here. So it gives it a nice effect, and it glows up, and it's just really quite cool. As you can see, there's plenty of room for a CPU air cooler and everything like that. You've got a big 140mm fan blowing there. You can put 120 on there. You've got loads of room for your EPS connector, grommet holes there, and loads of space for your memory clearance on the CPU air cooler right there. The MOSFETs and chokes are all there. They nicely be able to breathe. So I'll have air passing through as an intake, and then coming through into the CPU for nice cool air, blowing over the graphics card, over the RAM, over the VRMs and chokes, straight out to the back, and then straight and dissipate the heat. Also for the graphics card, when it's rising up, it'll rise through the fins, it will circle that and tune that to cool that down, and then straight out to the top if you're using 140s or 120s fans, or using AIO water coolings or custom water cooling. This can be removed as well, as you saw me do earlier, by 2 thumb screws. It gives you plenty of space to put any size radiator in there. The Phanteks really have thought about it really well. It's got nice air holes as well to let everything breathe and stuff. and it's just all in all a 10 out of 10 case. It's got loads of secret holes where you can plug in and put little fan connectors and RGB strip connectors, everything. It's just got loads of pass-throughs. They're all in the right place. And this motherboard is like, I think about a year and a bit old, and yeah, it fits really well. It just shows that if you want to use a Skylake motherboard or a KB Lake motherboard or Ryzen motherboard, this case is ready straight away for all of this stuff. Anyway, I don't want to keep talking too much about this actual video itself, but I 100% recommend this. I would say this is one of the best cases I've ever built in, and also for 2017 I highly recommend this case. I really do highly recommend it. This is a case that I would tell anyone to buy. I wouldn't just say like, oh, it's just for gamers or it's just for like video editors or whatever. I would say this is not just an all-rounder, but the price that you get 2 bits of glass, not too heavy, but glass that doesn't scratch. I know like with certain cases like Fractal Design, I absolutely love Fractal Design. Their cases are superb. They are like one of the best. They're easy to build in, clean, and they're well thought out, and they've got really good cable management. This case is much higher than that, and plus it's got glass as well, whereas with obviously acrylic, you can have the case looking nice, see your build and everything like that, but the thing is, if it gets scratched, then your whole build just looks it looks nasty, don't look very good. But anyway, with glass, obviously glass doesn't scratch as hard, it's harder to scratch tempered glass, so that's what I'm trying to say with this. It's tinted as well, so it gives it a nice little effect with the RGBs and everything. Anyway, I'm rambling now because I'm so tired now. But anyway, all I can say is go and buy this case. This case is worth it. You're not going to be let down. And that is the end of the video. But anyway, if you like this video, subscribe to me, share, like, follow me on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and obviously YouTube. Definitely subscribe and share these videos. If you share these videos, it helps me out a lot. And comment down below, because I always like to hear your feedback, and I always like to try and improve the videos even more. Plus, I always like speaking to anyone that's got problems with any of their computers or overclocking or anything like that, or generally you just want to ask me a question about anything. Could be about laptops, monitors, whatever you want. Just leave it down in the comments down below. But there'll be a link in the description down below, so you can go and buy this from Case King. And yeah, you'll be very happy. Like, to be honest with you, how many people out there have got this case already? Leave your comments down below. I really want to hear about it, and like let other people know, because it's a really damn good case. Anyway, other than that, thanks, and I'll see you next one for part 2, where that's going to be a little bit longer down the line, because I'm going to be doing some custom building. It's going to be water cooling graphics card, water cooling CPU, and it's going to be hard tubing, all in this little case, because I really want to push it to its level, and then I'll give you my final, obviously, opinion. But at the moment, 100%, 10 out of 10. See you soon. Thanks for watching.